Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? How's it going, guys? Happy Monday. It is Agent Spotlight time, the show that brings you the best real estate agents anytime that you're trying to or you're thinking about buying a property. Most of the time, you don't give yourself enough time, or do you do the research to ask the right questions. This is the show for you, the show that asks the questions that you should be asking your real estate agent. My name is Caros, Estrada, Agent Spotlight.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Estamos muy emocionados de tenerlos aquí de nuevo. Como dice Carlitos, aquí tenemos a los mejores agentes en el estado de Arizona. What does this mean? This means that we bring on the agents that are constantly producing, and that's important because you need to have someone. The real estate market's changing every week, every 2 weeks, so you need to have someone that's consistently in the market to know how to best negotiate for you, how to help you sell your house or help purchase or refinance your property. So today we have a very, very special guest. We have Lucy Guzman. Lucy, how are you?
Very awesome and very excited to be here on this exciting day. So gracias por invitarnos. Thank you for the invite.
It's a pleasure.
So I'm actually here to share some of my talents, right?
And she has a lot of talents.
Yeah, especially talking Spanglish.
She has a lot of talents. We were obviously talking about, hey, you know what? How is it that you? Yeah, because I know she's been in the market for a long time, and you know, what are the special things? What makes you you? But hey, before we get into the nitty-gritty as into how you can help our listeners to get in, buy a property, or you know what I mean, or refinance, or you know, whatever it is that you do, we do like to get to know you a little better. That way, once again, we want our listeners to know exactly who they're working with. You know, and part of it is, you know, kind of who is Lucy Guzman when she's not the real estate agent? Because I feel like we wear two hats, right? One of them's the professional hat, and the other one is obviously the personal hat. But at the end of the day, it kind of like meshes together to the extent that you have to like who you're working with. So I'd like to, where are you from? I know I asked you before we started the show, but where are you from? That way, you know, I mean, we can kind of get a feel as into, you know, what we can expect from you.
Well, for all of you que nos están escuchando, soy mexicana. I am bilingual. I was born in Tijuana, Mexico in 1975, but my parents migrated from Tijuana, Mexico to San Diego. So I grew up in California until the age of 14, when then I came to visit the beautiful Arizona, and we stayed back in 89. So my family viene de Tijuana, pero también tenemos los roots de Jalisco.
Okay.
So that's where we get a lot of our, de Jalisco agarramos nuestras comidas, nuestros trends, nuestra cultura. Pero le estaba comentando a Carlos y a Abel que mis padres perdieron un poquito de la cultura porque vinieron bien jóvenes a Estados Unidos. Pero como ahora que ustedes como mis clientes que me están ayudando to bring it back into my own family.
And that's awesome, because I feel like culture is a big part of
Yes,
like,
culture is a big part of it.
And I think now that we have social media, and now that we have, you know, all of these different ways to share, it's really cool to see what everybody does, because everybody has their own little spin on it.
Exactly. Y créemelo, no, I think that from every place of the world, you know, we talk about Latinos. Latinos, somos una área, somos mexicanos, somos puertorriqueños, somos colombianos, somos cubanos. Every single one of my clients come from a different side of our South America.
Right.
You know, and Natalie and I, we made a joke the other day, because it's like, I am from South America, because I'm South of America, right? That was a little joke that we kind of did, pero I do have grasp a lot of the culture de comidas, you know.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
Personally, I love
everybody makes tamales differently.
They do.
Everybody makes birria differently. Like my mom is known for her good birria, but everybody makes it different, and everybody calls it something different.
Right.
So I do have the Mexican roots in me, and I love it. But I also have the Latina in me, where I kind of help and I want to learn like every culture.
Right.
So being in the real estate industry, I have learned a lot about people's culture.
Yeah.
You know, gente del DF, que estamos hablando, gente de Durango, las culturas.
Well, you have the opportunity to step into people's pretty much like world life, you know what I mean?
Livelihoods.
Livelihoods.
So you get to know them, because it's not always, I know you work really, really hard for your clients, and we've seen it time and time again how you've been able to help them, and you'll work with them for months sometimes at a time, so you really, really get to know them in that time frame, to the point where they're asking where the cutout of Lucy is for the picture.
I know. It's so true. But it's true, you know, walking into a family's house, not only you become the realtor, but you also become a part of their family. Because they, you know, they invite you to las taquizas that they're gonna invite you to the Christmas parties or their weddings.
Or their housewarming,
yes. So you become a part of their family, and I think that I have labeled myself as a family realtor.
Yeah.
Because not only do I work as a realtor, but I work with my daughter, that she's also a real estate agent, and we help families together. You know, so that's a big thing for us.
That's an amazing feeling, right? But Lucy, what did you do prior to real estate? Because I know you've been in this industry for a while, and you built. Obviously, you know, you have a big, you know, I guess, sphere of clients that you have helped over the years. But before that, I mean, were you just like in high school?
Yes. So I actually entered in the real estate world in '92 when I was a junior in high school. I entered the real estate world in '92 because my mom had purchased her house in 1990. So she said, "I'm going to find you a job in real estate," and I said, "No. I don't want to do it. I don't want to drive a Cadillac," because back in '92, the majority of realtors were older. They were not young as you guys are. You know, they were older. It was an older generation.
Yeah.
If you're retired, you could be a realtor. So my mom is the one that actually found me a job. So I was a babysitter / a real estate assistant.
Okay.
What did I do? Just carried Caros' briefcase. She used to have a big briefcase. My job was to do the contracts because she had arthritis, so I had to like push the pin down and make sure that the carbon copy that it was 1-page contract before. I used to do that for her.
Wow.
So I was her assistant, and I used to also be the designated broker's babysitter, and that's how I learned the ins and outs. But then she told me, I need you to get licensed. And I said, no, I'm not that old. I'm young.
Yeah.
You know, I'm already in high school.
There was an age requirement to become an agent.
Yes, you know, everybody in our office had white hair. And I was like, oh my God, do I need to get new highlights? But that was the thing, you know. There was an older generation. Mostly of them, they were retired. And it's like I was the new kid on the block. I felt
Lucy,
like
you've been in the industry almost. You're gonna hit your 30-year mark next year.
Yes, I always say over 20 years because I don't want to say my age, but yes, it's been.
Over 20.
Hey, you said the year. You said when you were born.
I was like, wait a minute.
It's the trick. It's a trick. I say my age so you guys can kind of calculate. But yes, before real estate, I was in high school. Before real estate, I did the back end assistance. You know, so that's when I learned.
Put you on the track. If you weren't a realtor, what do you think you would be doing right now?
You know what? I was going to be a fashion designer, believe it or not.
See the diva in you.
Yeah. I did get a scholarship
to
go to Colorado for fashion designing, and my dad says, "You're kidding. You're too young. You know, Mexicano. You're not going to leave the home until you get married." So I go, "Dad, I have the scholarship." He's like, "No, you're not going to do that." So I'm like, "Okay." 6 months later, I was married. 6 months later, I was pregnant, because in our culture, that's what our parents want. They want us women to get married, to have children, to become the mother, to become the wife. But I said, okay, Dad, I did the mother and the wife, but I wanted to become a professional. Yeah. So that's when I kind of transitioned my life into the fashion designing to now real estate, and I love it.
Wow, well that's an amazing. Obviously, I mean, you built
a really cool backstory.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that about you. So we learned something new.
What else do you guys want to know?
Yeah.
So, what I want to know is, do you remember your first transaction?
Yes.
What was that like? Do you still get as excited with your first closing as you do?
You know, I still remember my first and my second and my third and my fourth client, because they were very impactful. And the reason is that I couldn't believe it. Like, oh my God, this is what I did. So as a real estate agent, yeah, you have a license. Yes, you know, you get paid. Yes, it's so fun to look at houses. But when you kind of see the Familia Lopez, the Familia Jimenez that you're actually helping, and you see how thankful and grateful they are, because if it wasn't for the help that we provide, they are not going to get a house. They're not going to get to the path of getting ready to buy a house. So I do remember, you know, my first client. My first client was La Familia Antillon. Second family was La Familia Lopez. That actually, those are my continuous families that I continue to help. The Familia Lopez had brought me their children.
Okay.
Their children, and I'm like, wow. That's when
20 years, the grandchildren.
Hopefully the grandchildren's going to be Natalie. You know, that's going to be taking care of them.
Well, that's obviously, was the word admirable? to know the fact that you've been in the industry for a very long time.
And the fact that they're giving you repeat business, because I'm sure like they buy a house and they outgrow it and
not that, the fact that she still remembers them by their name. I'm assuming you know their full name.
Yes, Ceci Jaime Lopez.
Yeah, so I mean that's something that you know what I mean, like you don't get a lot, especially in this industry. Heck, I don't even know who I dealt with, you know, last week.
And the reason is that not only do I have a good memory, right? But the thing is that these people are my continuous referrals. The majority of my clients are continuous referrals. So I keep in contact when people tell me, I still get your Christmas card. I have this thing of every year I do send a Christmas card to my clients and they expect it.
Yeah.
They expect it. Now they see Natalie grow because every year I take a picture of me and Natalie when she was little and now she's an adult and they're like, oh my God, you know, I don't have grandchildren now, but now I take pictures with my 2 dogs.
Yeah, well, Lucy,
basically grandkids.
Yeah, basically grandkids.
Lucy, people are listening today and obviously they want to know, hey, you know what? Well, Lucy seems to take good care of her clients and you know what I mean, continuously keep in touch with them and treat them. It sounds like they treat them like family.
You have to.
You know,
That's a must.
How can they find you? How does somebody get a hold of you?
Well, you guys could find me on Google. My same phone number has been since 1997. Never changed that. For me, that's very important. But Lucy Guzman on Google, Lucy Guzman on Facebook, and then Lucy and Natalie Holmes on Facebook as well. Instagram, Realtor Lucy Guzman. If you Google me and see my awesome little
pose, the diva in you,
the diva on me,
the fashion designer,
designer. You guys are gonna see that we are talking always about familias, and I think that's very most important, because if we don't have familia, we don't have anything.
Right,
yeah.
And it's important because I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of realtors, maybe aren't as family oriented, so they don't understand how important this transaction is, because this is people's homes. This is where they're going to make memories for the next 10 years. So we're going to go on a very, very short break and we'll be right back. We're going to play some games. We're going to play some Truth or Dare. So be ready for that.
Hi, I'm Penny Esparza with Driggs Title's Tempe office. I've been doing escrow for a little over 20 years, and I've been with Driggs Title for about 5 years. I love being part of the escrow process. I'm a mom and a wife, and being part of helping make families' dreams come true is so amazing. So I'm really blessed to have this job and be part of the process. So just keep tuning in to Agent Spotlight.
Y ya regresamos, está con nosotros hoy Lucy Guzman con Century One Americana. So welcome back, Lucy. This is probably one of the really, really fun parts about our segment. So we're gonna play some games just to kind of maybe get to know you. We're gonna spin the roulette, but before we do that, let's play a quick game of Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare, let's go. We do this because we want to know all the juice. All the juice.
Nomás poquito.
Nomás poquito.
Just a little bit. We want you guys to come and visit me to get the majority of it. So, a ver, cuéntame.
¿Cuál vas a escoger, Truth or Dare?
Truth.
Truth. Have you ever lied to get out of a bad date? If so, why?
A bad date? Yes, lied too many times. I gotta go.
Can you say names, please?
Well, I think
we might just tag them.
I think we all have. It's like, oh my God, I gotta go and I have an emergency.
My mom's hamster's in town.
Yes,
we all
have done that. Oh my God, I have a showing. Okay, I have to make an offer. My offer just got accepted. No, we have. I think we all have lied. We can't say that we haven't.
Yeah. What made the date so bad that you were just like, I'm out?
Okay. Where he says, oh my God, I just hit the jackpot. And I was like, that's so cool. I'm thinking billions and trillions of dollars. And it was only like $3,000.
She's like, I have to go.
I'm out. And we're like, oh my God, my daughter's calling me. I remember that was we went to the casino.
Sends Natalie a text, hey, call me.
Wait, was it because it was only $3,000?
No, because that's when I said, he's a liar. He's a liar. And I honestly say that my opinion about dating is, when you're gonna date, that means like, I'm not gonna know the real you. Right. On a date, I think that the majority of us put the best suit that we have, and put
Right.
the best face,
I
and
agree
we
with
even
you.
put
And-
the most makeup we can, and we say so proper, and then that's who we know. But then when you're out of the suit and you put your jogging suit, and then you just wear no makeup, you're a different person.
I 100% agree with you. The fact that you're pretty much like saying what they want you to say.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Not exactly who you are.
Well, and we were having that conversation earlier where you like, you know, my friend didn't know his girlfriend was a break dancer. So a year into it, I'm like, I feel like that's something that would have definitely,
Man, I
like,
say that
if you're
I thought
comfortable.
that wasn't for everybody.
Yeah, but imagínate, hey
Well,
Carlos,
damn.
do you know how to dance bachata? You're like, for sure. And then I put you on, I'm like, oh my God, Carlos.
He
you
dances salsa really well. Actually.
salsa, but not bachata,
No.
right?
Man, I try.
So we have our fun little roulette wheel. Very, very fun. Everybody gets to spin it on the show and they get to win a fun prize.
Nice.
So, dale.
A ver,
Cards. Let's see what you win.
see.
Oh, you gotta put the little thing down, man.
Oh man,
Alright, let's
it was
try
a
again.
practice. It was a practice one.
was a
A practice
practice
spin. Yes, let's see.
No, let's not do that one.
Shut up, tequila.
I think we're out.
Yes, we did this before we started.
The Rock hasn't sponsored us yet, so
Mystery gift.
Mystery gift. I get a mystery gift.
Yeah. There is a box somewhere.
hold on, let me grab it.
I'll put it.
Let's see what's in
It's
the box.
it's gonna be a gift card, I believe.
Oh man, don't ruin the surprise.
Don't ruin the mystery, Carlos.
Well, it's because that's what it is.
But to wear, to wear. Ooh, let's see
That's
to
the juicy
wear.
part.
Yeah,
That's the juicy part.
Let's see to wear.
Target.
No, Target. There you are.
Ooh, who doesn't love Target?
There
It's like a
That's
$25
awesome.
gift card.
It
and
says
you're gonna end up spending
it
like
says
100.
50.
Oh,
Did I get the wrong one?
Carlos bought it,
Do you know?
so and then you get there
Here's
and
the
it's
thing.
15.
The mystery gifts are random, and really, I just grab stuff. I don't even go buy them. I just ask somebody to go get them, so they just get them randomly. So whatever it is, that's the mystery. It might be $5. It might be $50.
And it's gonna be a
And that's a mystery.
And it's gonna be a mystery what I'm gonna get with it.
Yeah, you know what? I hope the mystery is not that it declines.
Well, it doesn't look used.
No.
They haven't scratched it in the
Yeah,
back.
no,
so
it's
not good.
100% useful.
Well, thank you guys. I'm gonna enjoy this
Of
with
course.
Natalie.
Yeah, Lucy, I'd like to start getting into the more professional questions about
Of
you.
course.
You know what I mean? People, I mean, obviously, you know, they want to know what, you know what I mean?
How you can help them.
How you can help them. And one thing I like about you is that you like to educate, and you educate us all the time. And I feel like every time that we're in front of you, we have to be taking notes. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
take notes.
it's como una fuente de sabiduría que, you know, you just keeps
And you're learning from the
going.
teacher.
Yes. So yes, I'm very passionate about teaching because like we mentioned all the time when we talk is like la educación in buying a house is very important.
Right.
And I think Natalie and I, we start talking about the fundamental part about buying a house is building your credit. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
The second fundamental part is about managing your money. And honestly, managing your money and building credit is a very sensitive subject.
Yeah.
People say, I got good credit, even though that they probably filed bankruptcy like 6 months ago. People say, I make good money, even though they probably don't even work full time.
Right.
But that's a very sensitive subject. So to us,
And they're very
engaging-
protective, especially
Yes.
in the Latino community. I've
Yes.
seen.
How much money you got? And you're like, you don't got it. No, I got a stash. Well, guess what? We can't see the stash, right?
Yeah.
And if it's under your mattress, you can't use
I
it.
go, well, I think you have, I can't even see your mattress, you know? So those are the little stuff that we talk about to our clients. We actually, we ask our clients, come and visit us. Let me go to your home because I want to talk about what's your credit looks like. People say, we were talking about it yesterday that, this 21-year-old guy says, I have excellent credit. I have, so we asked him, how many credit cards do you
It's like
have?
10.
It's like one. I have one credit card. And he goes, because my mom added me to her credit card. And they're like, so technically you don't have credit.
But
You're piggybacking off
Yes.
theirs.
That's a
Yeah.
good subject because you know what I mean, when you have a credit card, you add it to it, and then you run your credit karma. Or your,
Yes.
it shows I've been there. It shows like you have a 700 credit
You do.
score. I
So you
only
do.
one card.
Exactly. So just because your credit karma, your credit report says that you have a 700 FICO score, that doesn't mean anything. What it means is how are you using that one credit card that you have, but it's like also, do you guys have more than one credit card? How are you managing those credit cards?
And those are the things that you can kind of help guide them
Yes.
and introduce them to the right people, the right lenders to then go on and either fix their credit, build their credit,
Yes.
teach them what they need to do to get where they need to be. So I have a question for you. How do you prepare to be the best agent possible?
It's a daily preparation. It's not only that, we get a lot of us say we get our license and then we become a professional. No, I think it's a daily education. Number one, we do have to know as a realtor what's in today's market. We do see the market trends. We do see, like we listen to Tina Tambora, where she talks about what's going on in today's market. And then I kind of look at yesterday's market and maybe 6 months market, maybe 20 years market, and I compare. So that's one. Secondly, I also ask my lenders, hey lenders, how do you see the rates?
Yeah.
Because I don't get rate sheets, so I ask, hey, how are you doing with your rates? I also ask my title agents, hey, Mr. Title Agent, what kind of trends are you seeing? How many buyers are coming in to buy a house now? So we're looking at now in today's market, we're looking at mom, dad, and son.
Yeah.
Mom, dad, and son is like, wow, mom, dad, because I don't see a lot of that stuff. So also part of that is also getting more educated on what's happening in our state, when it comes down to growth. I'm also part of an advocacy program through our national program that is called NARA. And I study we're in Arizona, we are the number one fastest growing state. So we have
and it's been like that for a while.
Yes, and it's going to be. It's going to be.
Last few years, Maricopa's been the fastest growing county. I think Buckeye is the fastest growing city in the entire country.
So those are the things that as a realtor, you have to know what's going on in your city and what's going on nationally in the real estate world.
Lucy, I'm listening to you say daily preparation.
Yes.
You call your lender, you call your title agent, you call, you look at and you said Tina Tamora, she's they do
Cromford report, yeah.
They do Cromford report, which is they're what are they? They do the economy.
They talk about the economy, one in our real estate market.
They study the economy within the real estate market. So when you're comparing things from 6 months ago, a year ago, so you know what I mean. That is how you establish a state of what their current market looks like. You know what I mean? That's a lot of information to cram in, right? I mean,
yes.
Even if you're looking at it monthly, you know what I mean? That's a lot of learning. And that's how you that you're listening, you're like, okay, well, how do I know that I picked a good real estate agent? This is somebody that's every day, you know what I mean, filling pretty much her glass with knowledge of what today's market is. So with that, I'd like to ask you, do you think, and everybody that's listening, it's like, hey, you know what? Home prices are so expensive. Home prices, I'm waiting for a downturn. Everybody's waiting for something to happen. You know what I mean? And I don't think, sometimes you don't think, right? But if we do have a downturn, jobs are gone. You know what I mean? So, but do you think it's a good, what is it? Is it good to sell or is it good to buy? What is your opinion on that?
So my opinion and my personal opinion is, it's gonna always be a time to buy if you are renting. It's gonna always be a good time to sell if you have enough equity to go get something that you desire. So like in the past, 20 year plus, 30 years almost that I've been in the market, it's always been a good time to buy.
Right.
So if I go back 15, 20 years back, it's always been a good time to buy. Why? Because real estate is an investment. So it's always a good time to invest. And I always tell my clients, the market is the market. So Carlos, if you're ready to buy right now, you're gonna buy in today's market.
Right.
Abel, if you're wanting to sell, you're gonna sell in today's market. We are going to see the history. So I give the example of my mom. My mom bought in 1990. Her house was $45,000. And we were like, wow, $45,000. But guess what? Her minimum wage was $288.
Yeah.
$288.
Like
$50,000 was a lot of money.
$288. It's like $2.88.
$2.88.
Oh, God.
So imagine that. When my mom bought, she was looking at the price, and she didn't even look at the interest rate. That was $15.99. So it's like 15.99% in interest. Do you think she bought in a good market?
Compared to today's market, absolutely.
Yes, but today's market is
it was
different.
unheard of. Unheard of it.
So if you kind of start, people call me, oh my God, mi compadre compró, agarró una casa in this price with this rate. That was in his market. So real estate is going to always go up and it's going to always go down. So if you buy in the up, and if it goes down, don't worry about it. It's going to come back again.
It does, and I, you know, what we always tell people is I think that you're always gonna, you know, you're not gonna be there for 1 year, you're gonna be there for 5-10 years, so you're gonna see.
Well, here's the thing too, my man. If you're looking and considering buying, right, in whatever market you're in, you know what I mean. You gotta weigh the what are you really buying it for? If you're buying it for yourself, for your family, to live in it, you said it. It's a good market in any market whenever you're ready, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, Lucy, we want to thank you again so much for coming. We had a lot of fun with you, and we hope that you'll be back.
Time just flies when
really
Lucy shows up.
I was like,
I think it took longer for me to get to the studio, man.
So it's awesome. It was really awesome to be here. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Abel, for inviting us. But I guess there's a lot of information, so don't forget Lucy Guzman with Century 21 Americana. And we're here for you, and we're here just to educate you and empower you, because to us, your family is important. We want to be a part of your family.